Hello and welcome to Nerd Subculture. I'm your host, Jared.
And I'm Edwina.
And I can't believe it, Eddie. The season finale of season 1.
Oh my god, I managed to get you through 12 whole episodes of Buffy.
Episode 12, yes. Here we are, finally at last.
And
what was it?
and
The
was
Prophecy. Prophecy Girl, sorry.
Was it as painful as you thought it would be?
No, yeah, a little painful. A little. This episode was released in June 2nd, 1997, written and directed by some guy.
Joss Whedon.
Joss Whedon.
Yeah,
indeed.
I do have to say, like, the Joss Whedon written and directed episodes are generally pretty,
it's the highest ranked episode on this season.
Yeah.
With the 8
And you'll always find that the dialogue's a bit more, what do you call it, sort of
snappy,
snap, crackle and pop.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So the dialogue tends to snap, crackle and pop a little better, a little more than in other episodes.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the season finale, and we conclude the season arc about the Master and the annoying one.
And the annoying one. The irrelevant one, maybe. I think is a better word to describe.
Completely irrelevant.
There was no... It could have been taken out and it would have made absolutely no difference to the season or anything. It didn't. It did nothing other than lead her down to the cave, which, Angel could have showed her where it was.
Uh-huh. But she was already at the cave when she was looking for the cave.
Yeah.
And he... So, so the prophecy wasn't necessarily true. But also, as we discussed in, the puppet show with the Petus Rex, that whole, when trying to change the prophecy, you end up making the prophecy come true. And that's exactly what happens to Buffy in this episode.
Oh, sort of. I mean, it doesn't come true, so...
Well, it does, because she does die, but it's that thing where,
Oh, is that counted as a death?
Yes, it is.
Oh, okay. All right.
And it is that twist that, subverting your expectations, that Buffy is actually a different kind of Slayer.
Okay.
And, she has friends.
Yeah.
Anyway, Jared, do you want to do the synopsis?
Yeah, sure. We'll get that out the way, then we'll get back to what you're talking about just then. So, reading a book of prophecies that Angel gave him, Giles learns that the Master is destined to rise the next day and that Buffy will die. An earthquake is felt over the town. The next morning, Buffy meets Giles in the library and reports that the vampires are rising in numbers and getting braver. Miss Calendar interrupts Giles' study in the library to warn him that she sees apocalyptic signs. She tells him that a monk is emailing her about the Anointed One. Giles asks her to get more information about this, promising he will explain everything later. Xander asked Buffy out to the dance. She turned him down. He asked out Willow, but she turned him down too. Damn, none from 2 for him. As Buffy enters the library, she hears Giles telling Angel about the prophecy. Buffy, shocked, yells that she is quitting as a Slayer. She goes back home and tries to persuade her mother to go away with her for the weekend. Joyce instead gives her a white evening gown and tells her to go to the dance. The next day, Cordelia and Willow find the AV Club slaughtered by vampires. Buffy, having heard, shows up in her evening gown at Willow's house. Willow expresses fear of their world being taken over by the vampires. Buffy goes back to the library, where Giles has explained to Miss Calendar that Buffy is the Slayer. Giles decides to face the Master himself instead of Buffy. Buffy reinstates herself as the Slayer, knocks out Giles when he tries to stop her, and goes to kill the Master. Outside the school, Colin leads her to the Master's lair. Willow and Xander show up at the library, where they hear that Buffy has gone to see the Master. Xander goes to Angel's apartment, where he forces Angel to lead him to the Master's lair and help Buffy. The Master tells Buffy that it is her blood that will free him. He drinks from her and leaves her to drown in a shallow pool. Willow and Miss Calendar try to leave but are surrounded by vampires. Cordelia rescues them in her car and drives straight into the library. Xander finds Buffy and resuscitates her with CPR. As Cordelia, Willow, Giles and Miss Calendar fight off vampires trying to enter the library, a 3-headed creature smashes through the floor, revealing that the Hellmouth is directly under the library itself. Buffy, now on the roof, tosses the Master down into the library where he is impaled on broken furniture. He partly dusts, leaving only his skeleton. The world goes back to normal, and everyone goes to the bronze.
To party!
The end. To party! Yes, to party. Right. And so is the season finale of season 1, Buffy the Vampire Slayer. So picking up where you were sort of talking before already.
Yes, about, that subverting the expectations after Buffy, she does bring about the prophecy, like the prophecy does happen. But as with most prophecies, you can
there's some wiggle room in there that you can.
There's wiggle room in there, and they can also be, kind of.
I find it a little tacky saying, "Oh, this is going to happen on this day." So I was like, really?
They're kind of cryptic, and they're not always necessarily 100%.
So maybe just ignore them altogether. So what's the bloody point? Probably as useful as a horoscope,
well,
really.
Isn't that the point of a prophecy? Is that there's certain words that you can read many meanings into.
Yeah.
Which is why they're used in a prophecy. So when it happens, you're like, yeah, it gives you more chances of it being true.
So if the prophecy is never written, then what would happen? Or was going to happen or not happen? I mean, I don't know. It seemed like the prophecy was and wasn't true at the same time. So is it really even a prophecy in the end?
Yeah. Well, it was true, but it was changed, so to speak. Or not changed, but so she did die, but she was resuscitated by her friends.
Mm-hmm.
Oh God, the stuff about Angel and the breath. Angel says he can't.
Breath.
Angel says that he has no breath, but obviously vampires do have breath because otherwise they wouldn't be able to talk.
Yeah, they just open their mouth and
yes.
look like sort of fish.
And it's in other it's one of those things that inconsistently comes up.
It seems like a stupid sort of law to have in there that doesn't really add anything to it. Other than the fact that Xander had to do the CPR instead of him so they could save their on-screen kiss for later or something. But now it's become a thing that they don't have breath and they have to keep somehow bringing it up when it feels necessary as some sort of plot device almost.
Well, not even, it's never brought up ever again. And there's certain, and then you get vampires that smoke, like Spike later on.
Yeah.
And even when Angel, big spoiler alert, Angel does turn evil at one stage, and there's this fantastic scene where he kills I think she's a prostitute. She's in an alleyway smoking in hardly any clothes. And Angel bites her neck, and then sort of, you see him bite the neck, and then he rises up and then blows the smoke out because she was in the middle of a cigarette.
It doesn't make any sense, the whole breath thing, like what they can't blow air out of their mouth. I mean, you can say they don't need oxygen to live, but they would still have breath.
But they still have to breathe air. He still has lungs to... Because as I said, he wouldn't be able to talk. So
yeah, but okay, he doesn't need oxygen to breathe, to live. Okay, because he's already dead technically. Okay, we can accept that, but then throwing in the whole breath thing just doesn't make any sense.
Yeah,
really.
but then vampires do get breath. They lose their breath when they're fighting. When they're getting overexerted.
Yeah, I mean, just say they don't need oxygen to live.
Yeah. That's
okay,
fine.
just say they don't need oxygen, but saying the breath thing just doesn't make doesn't. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, get rid of that.
Comes up a lot.
What about when he's underwater? Does he drown?
No.
Has they ever done that before?
Yes, they have.
Okay. Spoiler.
That's a spoiler for Angel.
So CPR. Now, something I wanted to bring up about CPR in films and TV shows. You see it happen a lot. Now, I did a little bit of research. So the rates of survival is not great when it comes to CPR. I mean, it's up. It's over 50% apparently. So be mindful that anyone that has to do CPR that it can go bad, but it's not as pretty as they make it out in the movies and TV shows. So you've got Sarah Michelle Gellar there.
There's a lot less vomit.
A lot less vomit. You've got Sarah Michelle Gellar there lying out who needs CPR, and I'm sure there was a line around a block of guys, wanting to take it for the team, so to speak, to perform CPR for her. But you kind of figure that, it's okay with Sarah Michelle Gellar, but say someone like, I don't know, Danny DeVito, unshaven, who needs CPR, you probably find a little less enthusiasm from guys to jump on and take one for the team for him. So, and it being Xander as well. So it's not like it was a guy on guy doing. Do you ever see a guy on guy CPR?
Very rarely on television.
Rarely. Yeah, it's always nice and pretty and neat. You know what I mean? But in these situations,
or maybe on Baywatch.
Yeah, Baywatch. I
swear there would have had to have been at least once.
I would actually question whether they'd actually mix sexes for the old CPR scene.
Maybe the girl did the mouth and then there was someone.
Or maybe it was
else
the dad doing it to the son, so that was,
yeah.
No, that's worse.
But it's not kissing CPR.
No, I know, but yeah, I'm just saying, it would be weird if it was two guys doing it though on TV, wouldn't it? Like, I think it's always that safe way of doing it, having a guy and a girl, or two girls, or Okay.
You're going down a weird path.
Move on from there, right? Yep.
So, had you seen this episode, Jared?
No, this is new to me. I'll say it's probably a little disappointing overall, I got to say, for a season finale. We've been building up this master it was only 12 episodes, and he was only in 2 or 3 of them.
Yeah.
And he didn't really do a lot in those episodes, and didn't really do a lot in this episode.
No.
He actually did nothing, and the anointed one even less. Like, it was a whole episode about getting the anointed one for really nothing. He did absolutely nothing.
Well, he did kill Buffy, and that will be probably that's the only thing that you'll take from from this episode later on, is that her death does have consequences.
Oh, and maybe that, actually, getting back to the CPR, the master's been down there for so long, I wasn't aware of these medical procedures that you can do to
exactly.
resuscitate people.
Because he is shocked when...
Yeah, it's like, hey, you were dead.
You're dead. Yeah. Do you want to talk about Xander asking out Buffy in this episode?
Yeah.
So finally Xander...
manned up, so to speak.
Well, I don't know if you call it manning up, but he asks Buffy out, and there is much debate within the Buffy fandom about Xander's behavior in this episode as well. Because he does ask Buffy out, but I'm on, like, some people are like, yeah, he should have asked her out. He likes her, he should ask her out. But I'm on the side of Buffy has never ever shown any interest in Xander whatsoever. There hasn't even been a flirtatious conversation. So he was pretty much lining himself up for rejection.
Yeah, I guess, yeah. Or maybe he just needed to hear it. Maybe. Yeah. And not wonder that, maybe I should have said something, Yeah, he went for it and he lost.
Well...
And then he tried to have Willow for slappy seconds, and she was having none of that.
Oh, no, yeah.
Which made me think about the game theory. Have you heard of game theory?
No.
Yeah, so game theory, have you ever seen that movie A Beautiful Mind with Russell Crowe that was made in the early 2000s? It was about this professor who came up with ideas of how people interact with each other and mathematical equations that you can use of interaction. And there was one about when meeting women. And there was one scenario when there was a blonde woman with these 4 other girls, and all the guys wanted to go for the blonde girl. And part of his equation was that, if we all go for the blonde girl, then the others, and she rejects us, then the friends don't want to be second picking, so we'll end up with nothing. So if we're all in it for ourselves, but if we all go for someone different, then we've got a better chance, and don't go for her at all, then we're all got a better chance of picking up and thus succeeding. So this is more sort of what Xander did. He could have had Willow and had someone to the dance. Instead, he got rejected twice and got nothing. Maybe think of that game theory.
Okay.
Also, Cold War game theory and stuff, and all these other sort of things. I'm not explaining it very well.
But the other thing is that
Buffy
was never in a million years going to go out with Xander based on the fact that she knew how Willow felt about Xander. And she was never going to do that to her best friend. And Xander knew that. Xander knew that Willow liked him.
No, I think he's a little oblivious to
No,
it.
he wasn't. Like in the pack, he makes it quite clear that he knows that.
Well,
Willow.
he does say something.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Right, that's coming back to me a bit.
Yeah.
Okay.
But Xander is meant to be based on Joss Whedon, and his self-insert character. So his reaction to Buffy's rejection is maybe reflective of Joss Whedon himself. It is that thing, Xander, he begs and then he lashes out, then blames it all on Angel, who was never mentioned in any of the conversations and Buffy hasn't seen since 3-4 episodes ago.
Yeah.
It's been a long time since Angel had been
around.
Yeah,
it wasn't last episode, was he? Or yeah, he gave the book to Giles.
Yeah, but he didn't
briefly
see Buffy.
Yeah, that's right. No, he didn't.
So it just sort of give you some insight into how Xander will deal with his issues later in the season.
Okay.
It's good insight on how Xander deals with issues in later seasons. Yeah, I'm going to talk about Buffy's white dress.
So this
the virgin, just that white dress that just screams virgin sacrifice.
yeah, definitely. Yeah, I see that.
And she does turn it into, her classic uniform that we discussed in the movie.
Yeah,
Gets paired with the
white dress with the leather jacket.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I like that, yeah.
Her superhero costume. And, there is a lot of saying, her dying is sort of that allegory for, she sort of died a girl and awoke a woman.
Okay. So I've been reading that apparently she does get a bit more, the character becomes a little more serious from this point on after death.
Not really.
No? Okay.
No, I don't think so.
So I noticed that scene where the AV club, when the people were killed, it's quite gruesome, that scene, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Now, apparently there is a clean version of that. Is that the clean one or is that the...
I have no idea.
Yeah, apparently there is meant to be like a European version. I don't know whether we got that one or not, but it's meant to be quite gruesome. I felt that was pretty gruesome as it was, so I couldn't imagine it being much worse.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the American one, there's no way they would have shown as much as what they did in that one.
Yeah.
The one that we saw anyway.
Yeah.
But I will say this is probably where Buffy, she actually finally commits to being the Slayer. Like you've seen her kind of struggling with dealing with
to accept it.
Accept her role as the Slayer. And, and in this she does quit. She quits and then she realizes that she actually has to stop what is about to happen because otherwise it will come their world.
Yeah.
So she will have nothing at all. Like she doesn't get to have. She's the barrier that stops them.
Yeah.
Reaching into the other world, so everyone else can be blissfully unaware.
Yeah. So the monster at the end, I couldn't.
God, doesn't it? The slime puppet that looks like it's a reject from the Little Shop of Horrors.
Yeah. Apparently, there are actually people inside that costume. Like each tentacle required one human to stand inside and wiggle around crazy in it. And the sound effects of it, I thought, sounded quite familiar.
Yeah, they were really
They sounded
familiar.
like raptors.
They did sound like velociraptors.
Yes, they are. They reused the sound of the raptors from Jurassic Park for that creature, which I thought was pretty obvious.
Yeah.
As soon as I heard it, I'm going, that thing sounds a lot like a raptor.
And we finally find out I can say that this is just a little bit of trivia about, generally speaking with Buffy, there's normally what they call a big bad throughout each season.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it sort of emanates from this episode where the scene with where the kids have been slaughtered in the school and there's that bloody handprint on the TV.
Yep.
And there's like the three little pigs. It's like a cartoon on the
TV. Yeah.
And apparently the Three Little Pigs, the song apparently at that scene, it's the song Who's Afraid of the Big Bad Wolf is playing.
Ooh. Yeah, 2 thumbs down for the big bad, I got to say.
All right. Anything else?
It seems like Cordelia's starting to come around a little bit more. Like she was a bit more involved in this episode and saved the day for Willow and Miss Calendar a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, and her ramming the car through the school.
I think since the last episode, she's a little less naive as to what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
And I think from this point on, she pretty much becomes part of the gang.
The gang,
so to speak, just because she knows what's going on. I think because she learns that Buffy is the Slayer.
Yeah.
So.
All right, let's get into question time. Got those questions ready?
Answer the question.
All righty then.
All right, hit me.
Okay, which character was your favourite in this episode?
Oh, you just have to say Buffy, don't you? I mean, but I want to say someone else, but I know I can't really think of anyone else. Yeah, I guess it's Buffy. Maybe Cordelia at the end, you know?
Yeah, I might go Giles. He sort of shows how much he...
It seems like he was carrying the weight of everyone.
Yeah, he sort of had the weight. He had the weight of the world on his shoulders in this.
Yeah, and it was even going to go, I'll fight him myself.
Yeah, you know.
Got knocked out again.
I think that was the 5th time this season yeah.
Yeah, some serious concussion issues for poor Giles, I reckon.
Yeah.
It's going to come up later.
Which character did you love to hate in this episode?
I guess maybe Xander. Yeah.
Yeah, he was pretty ghastly with his reaction to being rejected, but no one really does take rejection very well.
Yeah.
But he didn't have to.
No, he didn't. No.
He put himself in the position to get rejected.
Victim blaming here, Eddie.
Isn't Buffy the victim of being sexually harassed by him?
Wasn't sexually harassing her.
He acted like she owed him something. He was begging her.
Oh, he's politely asking.
Trying to wear her down.
Yeah. Hey, it worked for Chachi in Happy Days.
What?
Chachi in Happy Days. I mean, he used to constantly ask out, I can't remember the character's name. Eventually he wore her down and, yeah, they got married at the end of the show.
Okay.
Yeah, that was the last episode.
Yeah,
it goes to show you, if you're persistent.
Yeah, that's pretty much what happened.
It was a running joke. It started as a running joke, and then one day she just said yes, but he kept talking as if she said no until he realised, okay. Yeah.
Moving on. What was the most memorable fight scene?
I guess the big climactic fight scene at the end was, pretty... the whole scene? I can't remember anything specific.
Yeah, with the monster, I think it's pretty tense.
Well, the vampires coming through the doors and shoving their hands,
yeah,
trying to bite people. Ah!
Yeah. What about the LOL moment?
I think I'm going to tie this with the best line. So the opening sort of scene, we have the master, with the useless one. And he's, pontificating about, the hell is opening up and the ground is shaking as an earthquake's happening. And then he just stops and looks over and is like, so what do you reckon, 5.1?
Yeah. Yeah, mine has to be Xander to Angel. Stop looking at my neck. I told you to eat before we left.
Is that a quote and funny quote as well? I'll save a quote for later.
I think I've got another quote.
Okay, all right.
Who gets the wooden spoon in this episode? I think it's pretty obvious.
I think the wooden spoon of the series is the master.
I'm giving it to the master and the annoying one.
But he doesn't deserve it. He's not even in it. There's just no point to him whatsoever. The master. I mean, he was a cool, intimidating looking character. The way he was. The sort of the blood stains on his face, like he's obviously been constant.
Fruit punch mouth.
The fruit punch mouth. Yes.
Fruit punch mouth. You have fruit punch mouth.
Yeah. So yeah, definitely, he's got the look with the black suit and the way he speaks and everything. But yeah, it just didn't really perform at the end. Just had really, nothing to really offer. You got this intimidating character that, yeah, okay, what does he do? And he's like, well, he stands in a cave and yells at people. He did more to vampires than he did to people, I think.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so, well, he only killed one person, didn't he? Or
I'm trying to think of a single human he actually...
apart from Buffy, I guess.
I suppose, technically speaking, when in the Harvest, when Luke was killing people, he was giving the energy to the Master.
Yeah.
Does that count?
No.
Not at all.
No.
Favorite scene?
I think I liked Cordelia mowing down.
driving the car into the library.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Okay.
Just winging it, just don't get out. It's one of those things. It's kind of refreshing when you see someone do something smart. Like, what are you going to do? There's people outside. Well, just drive the bloody car into the building.
Yes. Yeah. Good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah. My favorite scene is actually the Buffy hero walk with Xander and Angel behind her in the dress, with the theme song playing behind her. It never happens ever again in the show.
The theme song in the show. Yeah.
Never again.
Yeah.
And it's a really good scene, and you get some great lines with her being doing these little quirky, ooh, a bad guy. Smart ass sort of little remarks.
Yeah, one-liners, yeah.
And also the first of many hero walks that she will do, but never to the theme song.
Yeah. Well, don't do the villain walk like they did in the pack that just went on for like 5 minutes.
Yeah, that's was pretty
didn't
terrible.
like that one.
Actually, I timed how long it was.
What, the pack one?
Yeah.
How long was it?
It was actually, that entire scene was about a minute and a half.
Really?
Yeah.
That doesn't sound long, but when you think the show's 40 minutes long.
It's long.
So,
it's actually really long.
Yeah,
Like,
just sit there and just watch it and,
Yeah.
30 seconds max. 30 seconds too long.
Least favourite scene?
I think we're both going to be in agreement with this one. Is the Xander and the asking Buffy out, and actually, I'll go the one of him pretending to ask Buffy out to Willow.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to go with that.
I'm going to go with a different one.
Oh, okay.
And it's actually when Buffy finds out she's going to die, and she says to Giles, "Do you think it will hurt?" And every time she says it, it breaks my heart. And then she's like, "Giles, I'm 16 years old. I don't want to die." Just breaks my heart every time.
Okay.
And you kind of feel the reality of being the Slayer really is very brutal. A pretty little teenager must die for a new Slayer to rise, so to speak, or to be called. And Sarah Michelle Gellar is amazing in that scene as well. Like, her acting is pretty spot on. Now we're to favorite quote.
Oh, right. So the favorite quote, I'll go with so what do you reckon? 5.1? 5.1? Yeah.
I'm going to go with the very famous, "I might be dead, but I'm still pretty."
Oh. Yeah.
Okay, who's the MVP of the episode?
I guess Buffy has to be MVP.
Well, I'm actually going to go with the entire gang.
The gang?
The entire gang.
Okay. Does that include Cordelia?
Including Cordelia, because everyone did their part.
Yeah.
To defeat the Master.
What would Willow do?
She brought Buffy back, because remember, Buffy quit. She just wanted to run away.
Oh.
It was a conversation with Willow that brought Buffy back into that's when she realised she had to fight.
No. Okay. On your Willow.
Yeah. Best Cordelia freak-out moment?
Is it in the car again, I guess, maybe? She's freaking out a bit. Oh, wasn't there... Actually, no, wasn't one of the vampires, stuck their hand out and tried to bite her, and she's like, ah! I think there was a bit of a freak-out moment there.
Yeah. Also, I kind of liked her and Kevin in the car, and they're pretty much reenacting the very first scene from the first episode
Yeah.
where she's like, there's something out there. I can hear something. And he's like, oh, no, baby, that's nothing.
You know, when there's a couple in the car, the man has the worst hearing ever for some reason. You ever
Yes.
noticed that?
Yeah.
But the women hear everything out. What's that? It is nothing. Just some guy trimming his trees with a chainsaw. Nothing to worry about.
Yeah. And what do you rate this episode using something from the...
I rate this 2 on the Richter scale. 2. I really, didn't like it. No.
You didn't like this episode at all?
The build up and everything, just there was no payoff. And yeah.
Oh, okay.
No.
That's a shame. I'm going to go with 8 bloody handprints on a television.
Nice, Eddie.
Now I've got a few extra questions as this is the
season okay.
finale.
Oh, jeez.
So,
Oh no.
so this is for
Game over.
So this is a question for the whole season. So what do you rate the season overall?
So everything's been like 2s, 3s, 4s. I don't think I gave anything a 5, so I guess maybe a 3 overall.
Okay.
Yeah.
Favorite episode from the season, or one that stands out to you?
You know what? I liked the teacher's pet one. I thought it was just ridiculous enough to be memorable.
It was so bad it was good?
Yeah, I think so. I don't know. I think I enjoyed that one the most. It was just so ridiculous.
What do you rate the big bad in this episode?
Oh, on this episode?
Oh,
or
no, in this season. Sorry.
Yeah, he's like a 1. He's like just not even.
And favorite character of the season?
The whole season. No, well, does that matter?
Can be anyone,
character
any character that's been introduced.
Any character.
This season.
Oh, what about Owen? Remember Owen?
Who?
Poor Owen.
Who?
Who? Buffy didn't remember him. I've only kissed one guy. I was like, the guy last week you were with a little bit. Owen. He walked off, never to be seen again. Oh, no. Claw.
Oh, yes, you did.
The Claw.
I don't know. I thought you were going to say Luke. You did like Luke.
Which one was Luke?
The alien bounty hunter guy.
Oh, you Luke. Yeah. Close second, but bring the Claw. I like.
You like Claw.
Need more Claw. The Claw.
The guy who can shave with his hand.
Yeah, that's cool. And he's scared of praying mantises. His only weakness.
His only weakness is giant praying mantises.
Giant praying mantises. Mantises.
How do you say mantises?
Mantises. Mantis.
Is
manti.
a giant praying mantis. Only weakness.
Only weakness. Yeah.
Yeah. And steaks.
Steaks.
Yes.
Little picket fences for houses. Yes.
Yes. All right. I think that's
well,
it.
that's it. We're all done.
Yep. That's all I was going to ask.
Wow. So through one season, baby. That's it.
I know.
All right.
And guess what, everyone?
What?
We are on social media now.
Oh, yes. We've just opened our MySpace account and our Bebo account.
Bebo, yes.
Yeah, so go check our Bebo, MySpace, and no one else has. Dig it. Remember Dig It?
No.
It was meant to be like a Reddit, but yeah, no one did dig it.
No one dig it.
No one dug it. Yeah. So, I think
so we are now on TikTok. We are on Instagram. We are on where there is a Facebook page, all under Nerd Subculture.
Is there a Facebook page? Oh,
Yep.
I didn't even know that.
There is a
Who set that up?
I did.
Oh, I thought someone. You should say someone from the social network department set it up.
Yes.
Yeah.
Jared, I am the social network department.
Hey, I did Twitter. I have no idea what I'm doing in that thing.
And how many followers do you have on Twitter?
2, and one of them's me from another account.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. Check out my Twitter account. Please. There's no one else is going to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Call to action.
Call
Complete.
to action.
Complete.
Call to action, everyone. Yes, please.
Yeah, so
Right.
like, subscribe. When do you reckon we'll start? Do you reckon we'll start doing season 2 right away?
Yeah,
or
I reckon just get right into it. Yeah, season
Alright,
2.
season
Next
2
episode.
will
Season
be-
2, episode 1.
when she is bad or something.
When
I
she is
think that's-
bad.
When she's bad.
When she's bad.
When she's bad.
We'll tell you next week what it is, all right?
All right.
All right, so yeah, like, subscribe to
follow.
all of them. We've got them set up
They're
now.
all
Take
under
care.
Nerd Subculture.
Bye.
Bye.